Barcelona means relaxing. It means flying. Barcelona means discovering. It's a fairy tale with princesses and dragons. It's sharing. Barcelona means touching the sky. Barcelona means stopping time. Barcelona is life. It's love. Barcelona is unique. It means countless likes. Which Barcelona do you know? Discover them all at barcelonaismuchmore.com.
Hello, welcome back at FIDE World's Women Team Championship 2021. I'm Keti, this is Stuart, and here we are at quarterfinals.
Yes, quarterfinals day.
Yeah.
4 tough matches, Keti. Excited?
I'm very excited. I am feeling a bit sad for the teams that left the competition.
Right. Yes.
But the good thing is that they are still remaining in the switches. They are still here.
Okay, as far as we know. Good.
And yeah, they are still the part of the tournament. And before we get into the chess games and in the playing venue, let's take a look at the short video of the players.
Silence. The sound before the storm arrives. In Spain, country known for hospitality, in Sitges, city which carries the king's game in its name, the tactical fantasy, the beauty and the will to win is going to clash in a desperate fight for the title. 8 teams, 32 players representing their country or entire region will try to prove that their way around the 64 squares is the one to beat them all. With the current champion out of the picture, it is anybody's game. Can one of the chess powerhouses dominate the scene once again? Or is it time for an underdog to make one of the mighty teams fall? The stage is set. The players are ready. The crown is on the line. Welcome to the Women's World Team Championship Playoffs 2021.
Welcome back, and now let's take a look at the previous rounds and see which teams left the event. And here we have 2 pools. Pool A, France and Spain were eliminated, and in Pool B, Germany and Poland. So I was a bit upset, I think, for those teams.
Sure, yeah, I think, well, all the strongest teams qualified. Azerbaijan had to fight, didn't they, to get through. And a little surprise was that the team FIDE Americas, which is actually players from 5 different federations, managed to qualify for this stage ahead of Germany and Poland, who I think on paper were stronger.
Yeah, Team Americas were the happiest team yesterday.
Right.
Right after the round, for the obvious reasons, Team Germany and Poland.
Yeah, we should say actually...
Yeah.
Sorry, Kate, I was going to say that FIDE Americas are playing CFR today. They're playing the strongest team in the tournament.
Yeah, let's take a look at the pairings. So now we're going to have 2 games today. The teams will change the colors. So they will play first board white, and second round, first board will play with black in all the matches.
Okay.
Then we have Ukraine against Armenia. Georgia will face Azerbaijan, and India against Kazakhstan.
I think also, Keti, the games are actually starting a little bit late, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I don't think they've quite started yet.
They have not started yet, and we can take a look now at the playing venue. The most of the players are there and waiting, chatting. And as we have an information, Team Azerbaijan is on the way. They are now traveling from the hotel to the playing venue. we do have this playing venue, and the players are divided into different hotels, so they
That's
need
true.
transportation
Yes.
to come in here. But as you can see, girls are talking and chatting and laughing, and this is
Alexandra looking very happy
not
there.
very usual situation when we see Alexandra laughing and talking. She's usually very focused. But yeah.
Now I have a question for you, Keti. So we know that these are double round matches, if you like, between the two countries in the pairings. But for example, in the second match, I think that the reserve player or the player who's not playing could come into the team. There could be a change in the lineup. Is that right? In the second round matches.
Yes, according to the regulations, the team captains can change the composition from both sides, and they also can use the reserved player who's resting right now.
Yes.
And can also prepare against the match. So yeah, this is the moment when we really need one microphone in the playing venue to hear what's going on.
I suppose they were just waiting, as you said before, for one team to arrive. But lots of smiles, lots of happy faces, and yeah, it's a good spirit, good atmosphere here.
Absolutely, and I see Team Azerbaijan has already arrived. The players are just joined, and I see also the captain. Nana is waiting for the opponent on the first board. Nana will face Mama Zara Kunai.
I asked Nana, I popped into the playing hall a few minutes ago, and Nana was there, and I asked her if she'd been swimming this morning.
Okay.
And she said no. Yesterday, yes, but not today.
Yeah. Today I had a small walk on the seaside, and I was like, okay, first thing first, I have to check if Nana is still here. But then it's like, okay, now today's serious match. She's resting or preparing right now. So yeah.
And the games have just started there. She's played knight f3, Nana, board one for Georgia, against Gune, board one for Azerbaijan.
That's right. So today, and here we have Harika Dronavali against Jansaya Abdumalik. We already have the moves we just received. We can focus one of the games. What do you think, which match is the most exciting and something that we have to be aware of the
Well,
match?
that's a difficult one. I mean, I think there's been some very close matches. Ukraine-Armenia, for example, should be a fantastic contest. India-Kazakhstan as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very hard to call these
Yes.
the results. I mean, they could really be close, and probably could come down to the last game of the second round later. So let's see. And I think Keti will probably see some tie breaks. Just remind us what happens if match one, let's say, between India and Kazakhstan. Let's say India wins match one, Kazakhstan win match two. What happens then?
That counts like 1-1, so they will tie the match, and then we're gonna have the tie breaks, and they're gonna play different time control.
Is it the blitz time control? Do you know?
It is blitz time control, and in that case, if once again we have a tie, which is very much possible, it's only 4 boards, then we have the same system as the online Olympiad. So in that case, it's I think only 1 board will compete, one player from each team. So we're gonna see that. We're gonna see that for sure, because we have like equal chances for all these teams. We had 12 teams at the beginning, and now we have only 8 teams, and the best teams are here. Even quite strong teams such as Poland and Germany is out, and France is out still. And
Spain, we lost Spain as well.
Spain, yes, as well. So
the host nation.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a tough competition.
Yeah.
And anyway, so lots to look forward to. Knight A5 there, played by Nino Tsatsalashvili for Georgia.
This is the second board, Georgia, Azerbaijan. Also very interesting here, so far is the the absolute favorite, not only match against FIDE Americas, but in tournament. They have very strong lineups, and their results are just amazing so far. We're gonna take a look at this match as well, how FIDE Americas will compete against a very strong team. And I'm so happy that we have all the games. We have all the games. We can choose any game and follow.
Do you ever have this position? This is a Vienna opening, the position that we're seeing now on the screen. I used to play this. I played this once or twice as white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the character of the position?
Oh well, I think white can try moves like knight g1 to e2. It's trying to play something a little bit different. Instead of the normal king's pawn Spanish, 3 bishop b5. White can try and leave the bishop on c4 as possible and take back with the d pawn. It doesn't really promise any advantage for white, but it just changes the character of the game a little bit.
Yeah.
So when I played this for white a few times, I used to play knight g1 to e2 here.
Yeah.
I don't think black actually needs to take on c4 immediately. She could also wait. But as we saw many games so far, it's kind of non-theoretical main lines. There are good reasons for choosing them when you're playing in at rapid time control.
Yeah, that's right.
Because the clock is very important, and if you can get an advantage in time on the clock, that can make a very big difference later in the game.
Yeah, that's right. Let's take a look at the first part of the match, and here we have Nana with white pieces against Gunai, and Nana chose to have Catalan position, but she
kind of, yes.
Delays c4 main line, and that gave Gunai a chance to develop light square bishop on g4.
You know, Keti, also with these, when you're playing 2 tough games in one day like this, it's almost better sometimes just to get a good night's sleep, get up early, have your breakfast, relax, not spend hours and hours preparing for 2 games of chess, in fact. But just and come to the board fresh, have a little walk, maybe get some lunch. Do you know? Just clear your mind and just it's easy to say that, but I know from experience, I'm sure you do that. Actually, when you know you're playing at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m., then you feel like you ought to be preparing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Some openings, but it can also be counterproductive.
Yeah, I agree with that. And even if I have only one game to play, one classical game, which is very long, I always would like to reserve some energy rather than to spend hours in front of the computer and the screen. And in many cases, just not appearing on my board, my opponent plays something else, and then I'm just...
And you think, all that time I've wasted studying this opening, and I get something different.
Yeah, so I was always... These girls are professionals, they're working every day. They have tournaments coming up or not, they are still working because this is their profession, right? They have to improve daily. And I believe that it's just good strategy to work in general, to be prepared in general in any opening, and then just to plan what you want to play against each of your opponents. And I remember I was always looking the games in the evening.
Right. Rather than the morning before.
No morning. Then if you have some issues, if you don't know how to play in one of the lines, then you are panicking, you don't have enough time, and usually you're traveling and there is a time difference and you cannot ask your coach to help. So if you see something in the preparation that your opponent plays the line that you are not comfortable, you still have time, so you can ask your friend or your coach how to play in this line, or you know that this is something that I will be focused tomorrow, not all the lines, right? So this helps me, but there are many strategies. The girls are having this, their own strategies, and it's really, really nice and luxurious for players to have coaches on the venue, right? And some of the teams even have 2 coaches.
Do they? Right, okay. Oh, I think the CFR team have 2 coaches, for example.
Yes, they always have 2.
Strong
Georgia also has 2 coaches. So I believe that most of the teams, they have 2 coaches.
And it's also, Keti, for team spirit, that everyone feels part of the team, and you have that kind of friendly relations, and you help each other as a team. And if one player is doing a bit maybe less well than the others. It doesn't matter because you're all together.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a job for the team captain as well, to sort of make sure that stays good relations throughout the event.
Absolutely. What I have seen so far from from the teams, there are 5 girls, 1 captain. Girls are talking, the guys just listening.
Really?
Yes. Quiet,
Depends what they're talking about.
accepting everything. It's okay. This is what I see, that girls just want to, you know, and that's really cool. That's really cool, not to put too much emotions on the player. Just listen, receive the information, and then give the just advices, chess advices. And on the screen we see Kunai, Mamazada.
Shall we look at another game? Just check if there's any sharp openings, anything, any gambits or strange positions after just a few moves. What can we find?
Let's quickly take a look. Oh, this can be interesting.
Wow! Look at that black pawn on h5.
Vaishali, she's going to fight on the king side. She wants to attack the king side, starting with h5 very quickly. And Dinara Satukasova, this is a match, Kazakhstan versus India, very important match. I think this match is the closest one, like
Okay,
I really don't know which one
rating,
is the favorite here. And
so Dinara has played knight d4 to f3 to prevent h4, or to at least black will then lose a pawn if she plays h4. And well, I don't think I've ever seen this position before. And black simply castles. Look at that.
yeah. You can take a look from the beginning how they get in there. So after d4, knight f6, it was just a normal opening.
Sure.
After bishop g4, she captured, and now h4.
Right.
h5, sorry. She wants to push h4, and here Dinara just got this knight back to stop the pawn, and Vaishali pretending that nothing even happened and castled on the short side. Yeah, and we have this position here.
Okay. All right, so what else do we have? Let's have a look around. So in the same match maybe, so Zhan Saya is on top board.
Yep.
That's right, against Harika. Did we see the opening to that game?
Let's take a look, Harika and Zhan Saya. Here we have it. Yes, here we have it. Harika is with white pieces.
Okay, so a Spanish opening. And so far, fairly theoretical or standard sort of one of several main mainline positions, knight c3. All right.
Yeah, Harika is the player who likes to play any openings. She plays at least 3-4 main openings with white.
And she plays e4 and d4.
Yes.
She plays
b3 also, some of these kind of openings, and g3 even sometimes. And it's not like she tried 1 or 2 times. She's playing it as a main opening, and that is quite hard for the opponents to prepare against you, right? So when you play everything.
That's right. Yeah.
There was one very interesting position. Maybe we can get in there. The game between Georgia and Azerbaijan.
Oh yes.
Lela Javahishvili had very interesting position against Turkan Mamediyarova. Just very quickly take a look at that. So yeah, this position. Black decided to trade the bishop for the knight on c3.
Correct, yes.
And then played f5 to control the center.
Yeah, this is a no knight. Yeah, it's a bit like the Nimzo Indian defense, where black takes on c3, gives white the weakened pawn structure on the queen side, and then f5 to sort of try to hold this e4 square.
Yeah.
And even try to get a knight there. Bishop g5 is maybe trying to prevent knight f6, or make black think twice. Knight d7. Okay, now the knight comes to f6.
Bishop h6 here.
But black is very solid in these positions. It can be quite nice for black.
Yeah.
She can castle queenside. She doesn't have to leave her king in the middle. And the c4 pawn can, of course, become very weak.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some games where black simply castles on the long side.
It's a nice position for black, I think.
And yeah, then it's very sharp, sharp situation here. How do you attack this c4 pawn?
Well,
What's the plan?
Maybe just knight b6 and bishop d7, queen a4, maybe queen a6, I don't know. Possibly b6 and bishop a6, but taking care of the black queen on a5 there.
Yeah.
Maybe black just wants to develop. Knight e4 is coming as well. And it's so blocked. White has the bishop pair, but of course it's a very blocked structure.
Yes.
And black's very comfortable, I think, already.
Yeah, that's what the time also shows to us,
But,
that she's quite comfortable and she's at her preparation.
It's also a question of taste. I mean, some players would prefer to have white here. Perhaps there's nothing wrong with white's position, I suppose.
Yeah. The position I like to play with white in here is without knight f3, because in this line with white, if I don't have knight on f3, I would like to go e4, pawn takes e4, and then f3.
And sacrifice.
Yes, open up a file, then bishop comes on d3. I have some attack on the g6. There's some hole in here. E file is semi-open, but in this game it's impossible, right? Because you have to, not impossible, but you're losing some time.
You could play knight g5 here, maybe, but it looks a bit.
Yeah.
It's not
Knight
really.
develops. There is
what she
also,
wanted.
yeah, bishop can come here
Yeah.
later. So this is a bit like white has to lose here some time. After f3 can be some h6, or just to capture it. And maybe for this reason, she, after knight f3, she just decided to go for this line. And what I have noticed, if I don't push e4 in here with white, then I'm just waiting black to win the game.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, knight d2 was the last move. Look, knight f3, d2.
Yeah, maybe that's what she's
Well, it's just comes
planning,
c4.
right?
White will perhaps want to think of f3 and e4. Your plan, you know? I don't know. We'll see. Black could play knight e5. There's lots of things could happen here.
Yeah.
But I think also that just prevents knight e4 from black, you see, because knight f6 to e4 would have certainly been annoying. So this has been kind of prevented for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can go forward and check out more games.
What about the CFR match against FIDE
Yeah.
Americas? Let's see how FIDE Americas are doing in the openings. On
This
paper,
is-
it should be a clear victory, shouldn't it, for the CFR team?
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know. I
Yeah.
mean,
We did not mention earlier that today that the time control is a bit different, and it's 45 minutes plus 10 seconds. So this is something new for all the players.
well, it's the same time control as we had in the other rounds.
Yeah,
right?
in the other rounds.
Right, but
yeah,
we should,
yeah,
for
yeah,
people joining who didn't know. Right.
Yeah, and I wonder if those teams and those girls trained for this time control, or just plan how to what's their strategy in this time control.
Well, now they've all played 5 matches with this control, so even if they hadn't trained especially for it, I
They
think
had
by
time now.
now
Yeah.
they'll be used to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the top board game. This is Alexandra Goryachkina with white against Daisy Corey from Peru. And it looks like a kind of Queen's Gambit position. And knight b8 to d7 has just been played. All right, an exchange Queen's Gambit.
But captured the pawn on c5 and knight b d7.
Sure.
Black will have the isolated pawn in d5.
Yes. I think a little unusual playing c5 so early for black. in these systems.
Yeah. Yeah, usually black goes with c6, right?
That's right, yeah.
And tries to play this this pawn structure.
And black also didn't need to play h6 earlier, but at least it's very it's very difficult to say which move orders are correct or preferable. I mean, black's setup is very flexible, but normally black would play with c6, I think.
Yeah. And this is a Karsberg structure, right? This pawn structure. There is one funny story. When I was little, my mom bought a book about Karsberg structure, how to play Karsberg structure, but it was in Russian, and I was not able to read it and understand it. So one day, my father and mother sat down, and my father translated. My mom wrote everything down, and in the morning, I had Georgian version of the book. With the diagrams and the small paintings.
Who is that book by? Do you remember the author of the book? Was it a master or grandmaster?
I don't remember who was. I remember that I learned how to play. I was playing Queen's Gambit with both colors, and I was playing Karsberg structure with black, and I was struggling a lot with this pawn structure. My opponent was attacking on the queen side with this minority pawns, and I was always struggling. So my mom just bought this book, and then they translated it.
Do you still have those translated pages?
Yes. It's a big blue notebook, and my mom is painting really well, and she paint down the pieces, just pieces, and the knights
and diagrams as well.
Yes, knights and bishops are the most funny looking pieces. It was not a very big book, though. It's just a very small one. Okay, so we have some more moves here. They played quite fast. So knight c5, castle.
And castles.
And I'm a bit surprised that white decided to leave the bishop on d3.
Okay, yeah.
And she decided to castle.
Of course, she could have played bishop c2. Nothing wrong with that. But let's see if in the game, so white has castled. Should black take or not? That's one of the kind of most difficult, or one of many difficult aspects of chess, is knowing when to exchange minor pieces. The bishops and knights, their relative values. And we often hear of the bishop pair that is sort of an asset, more often than not, I suppose. But here with an isolated black queen's pawn, d5 pawn, and white able to put the knight on d4.
Yeah.
The d pawn can be weak as well. I don't know. I would probably trust Goryachkin if she's played castle. I would probably, as black.
Oh yeah. You trust players like her, right?
Well,
you know what they're doing.
And also, in general, they say that with an isolated pawn, that one shouldn't exchange pieces.
Pieces, yeah.
Try to keep pieces on.
Yeah.
It's not always maybe the best advice, but in general, a bit more tension, you know.
Yeah.
And more sharp, dynamic options. So maybe simply move this bishop on c8, develop the bishop. Bishop g4, perhaps. Is there a threat of something like bishop takes f6 and knight takes d5? I know there's some tricks here, and I don't know.
That's what I had my eyes on. Knight takes d5. Earlier we showed this line with from black's perspective, and we can show once again. There's this check, and the queen on d5 is not guarded, so black is losing a queen. So in this situation, black should not take the knight. Maybe bishop b2. And rook b1.
I think black is okay here, yeah. Anyway, bishop g4 would be one way for black to play. Bishop e6, she
Bishop
played,
E6,
simply
yeah.
developing. All right. Bishop e6, rook c1, queen b6.
B6.
Attacking the b2 pawn.
Yeah.
And the d5 pawn is well defended now by the bishop on e6. And quickly played rook c2. She plays quite fast, doesn't she, Goryachkina?
Yeah. She has 37 minutes. And Cory is also okay on time, 33 so far. And the position is quite complex, right?
It
It's
is.
just not so easy
It is
to
complex,
play.
yeah.
Rook c2, rook guards b2 pawn, and I don't know if she's planning to play rook d2 at some point, but so far this rook is well placed on c2.
Well, she'll play moves like knight f4 or knight d4 soon, won't she? And,
Right.
Okay, this we can come back to.
Yep, let's go to the second board of the same match, and here we have Karolina Luhan against Alexandra Kostyniuk.
And again, Keti, look at the time, the difference in time here.
Oh wow!
White is showing 28 minutes and Alexandra Kostyniuk 43 minutes, just a minute or two of her time used up so far.
Yeah, that's a huge difference. But the position is fine, right? Like usually you
yes.
don't spend so much time unless you have very complicated position. Bishop c2 was played here, and black can capture the b2 pawn, but the question is how good is this one, and how white can respond.
Well, white can win the b7 pawn, can't she, with rook f,
Yeah.
rook eb1. And
Just
takes.
get this rook here.
Yeah, so I don't think Alexandra will go for this.
And sort of limited queen also.
But I have to agree with you, why, there's a sort of 13, 14 minute difference in time, and the position doesn't seem to be particularly complex
Yeah.
at this stage. So you have to ask yourself why she's given up that time advantage.
Yeah. That's
But
right.
anyway, long way to go. Looks about level, so what would you do as black there, Keti? Knight f4 perhaps, or just bring a rook to the...
I like knight f4. Can black also try to push d? But if you push d5, then white has some
I
play
think that
over
pawn will
here.
drop
right?
at the end, yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
a move like c5, also possible. I mean, black is absolutely fine, of course. So what about the Ukraine against Armenia match? So we have the Muzyczuk sisters.
Yeah, we do have them playing, both of them.
There's Alexandra there, look, in the picture. And now we see Anna Muzyczuk on the screen playing Elina Danielin. From Armenia. No, this is exciting. What's happening here?
Wow, it's an interesting position.
A French defense, do you think? It must be, surely.
French defense. We can take a look at that because we don't have much of the moves, and we have few games to cover today, so yeah, here we have it.
You see?
French defense.
Kind of classical. Oh, white played b4, interesting.
Now h4,
Right.
and after knight c4, white simply captured this knight, pawn captured, and now it
That's
is
where we
white
are.
to move. It looks that the knight on d4 is a very good piece, and the bishop on c8 is not developed, and it's just like looking a bit weird, but this bishop might have some future.
Well, certainly on b7, the bishop has a future.
Yeah.
Rook h3 has been played by Anna.
Yeah, she didn't push g-pawn,
No,
but she
That's
brought
right.
the rook on the third rank. Maybe she's going to get rook on g3,
I think that's very
target g7 pawn, and then to keep these both ideas on the board, to play h5, h6, or somehow to push f5, queen g4, queen h6 then at some point.
So the natural move would be what, bishop b7, I suppose, from black, simply develop. Connect the rooks there, and I mean, white's attack is not really going to be too dangerous, I don't think.
Yeah, not too much of the forces, right? And knight is a long way far away from the weakness.
I mean, simply one of the rooks to d8, pin the knight, and then black's okay, I think. Looks fine. So this is board one.
This board one.
And then board two will be Maria. I think she must be playing Maria Musichuk, and a sister, of course. Playing against Lilith, no?
Yeah, Maria is playing against Lilith. And here we have this position.
And a very solid start as an exchange Slav defense.
Yeah.
Although these positions can catch fire quickly, you know, these sort of symmetrical or quiet-looking positions. It only takes one or two moves and they can become very sharp.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's looking quiet, isn't it?
Looks quiet. White has already finished the development just right now, castles, and black has still to castle, maybe bishop e7 castle, rook f c8 then. Yeah, looks okay for both sides.
What kind of player is Lilith? You know her a little bit? Is she a sharp player? Is she does she like to take risks? Or is she more solid and strategic?
I think she's more solid than, yeah. And it's not really like when you have lot of experience, then you are just trying to play very solid rather than to sacrifice and play for initiative. Like for instance, Jean Saya can play or Gunnar can play because you know they're young. They're ambitious, and they're trying their best.
Do you think players' styles change as they become older? I mean,
I think
and
yes.
you gradually, I mean, also speaking for myself, that you become a bit less keen on taking risks. You want to play a little bit safer.
Yes.
And
when you're getting older, you're more scared of the results, and many aspects comes to your mind when you're thinking. And you want to be more solid. You like in general, when you're getting older, you're looking for some stability also in your life, right?
In your life, on the chessboard, and in your life.
Chessboard is the same as well. The chess life is also the same. Like you want stability. You want in the team. You want to have some salary which the chess brings to you. So, but when you're young, you want to achieve.
You want to travel everywhere you can.
Yes, you want to achieve. You have a goal. You want to be a grandmaster. You want to be a world champion. And when you're getting older, I think your goals are changing.
You realize that you're never going to be world champion. You're never going to be.
Well, it's good, but it's good, but then you don't really go into it, right? So, and it affects on their style, and it affects. It's normal, I think. If
right,
it affects,
not just in chess, but other things.
Yeah. Yes, and for instance, if you want to sacrifice something, young players, they just do it because they feel it to do it. And when you're getting older, you want to calculate everything, and you cannot calculate everything. So that's a bit tricky. I think all of us are at some point we're changing our our play. Yeah.
So well, Lilith's the nice solid start for her. And of course, she's playing a very strong player, Maria Musichuk. So, you know, also in a team game, you want to be solid, I guess.
Yes.
With either color.
Important.
And,
yeah, it's important to be solid when you're in team. We have third board here, and here we have Anna Ushanina against Anna Sargsyan. And black is on time, edge on time here, 37 minutes. And Anna Ushanina has only 25 minutes.
Well, there we have the bishop pair for white, we mentioned before. for a different game. And some sort of central control. I guess white stands a little better. Keti, no? You play white, I think, there?
I would like
Do
to.
you prefer white? Yeah. Sure. H3. Maybe she's looking at playing something with F4
Yeah,
without bishop or knight coming to G4.
exactly.
Although
That's
she
why.
she doesn't need to rush, but F4 certainly
Yeah.
worth thinking about.
Yeah, let's make some random move. Not necessarily
I'm not sure if I
interesting
your
one.
queen side.
No, some just random move.
Yeah.
We can show that white wants to play
Perhaps,
F4
Perhaps.
to fight for the center, and then when black makes the choice with this pawn, white will control the center. Can also take with the bishop or take with the pawn.
Either way, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
push then next.
Either way.
Create some danger on the king side. There's open G file as well. So this is something that black has to care.
It's a pleasant position for white. It's an edge, I think, for white. Rook A8 has been played. And, well, so here we have... white could also improve her position with a move like Rook A1 to B1.
Yeah.
Just developing the last piece before she commits to a move like F4.
Yeah.
It's an edge for white. It's quite nice, isn't it?
No,
I think.
just pleasant to play.
Pleasant,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
pleasant. Pleasant.
Then we have the fourth game. Here we have Natalia Buxa against Iranush Gokasian. Let's take a look at that one.
It's a nice format, Keti, that the players are playing two matches in one day, the two countries facing each other twice.
Yeah, with both colors. Like
unlike, say, an Olympiad, I mean, not online Olympiad, but Olympiads where you play one match and that's it. You wouldn't play that country again in the competition.
Yeah.
You'd only play each other once.
Yeah, sometimes you have this feeling that I played with black, I wanted to play with white, but here you will play with both colors. So you have played many team competitions, right?
Sure, I played in, for England, I played in, I think, I was always on board 4 or 5 or first or second reserve. So I think I played 3 or 4 Olympiads and 3 or 4 European team championships.
That's very nice.
England always had a very strong team, people like Michael Adams, Nigel Short,
Yes.
Luke McShane and many other players. So I was lucky to get into the team, or very happy when I did manage to just get into the bottom of the team.
Yes.
As I say, bought 5 or 6 and play some games.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But there are some issues like when you're in team and some of the players have to play like 2 or 3 games with black colors just because of the team composition, how the captains are putting the players.
Well, I was happy to play black or white, just to play. It was the thing, you
Just
know?
to play.
Just to play.
Yeah.
So which game is it? This is still Armenia against
Armenia, yeah,
Ukraine.
last
This is
game,
the board
yeah.
4. This is the board 4 game. Natalia Buxa has just played Queen B6, and well, pretty level, I think. Yeah, I don't see any particular trouble for either side. Any problems?
Yeah.
Healthy positions, we can say. Pieces developed, kings are safe. No immediate danger for either side.
Yeah, there's very interesting position. Let's get back in the match.
Oh wow! Yes.
Russia against FIDE
Yes.
Americas. Katerina Lahno is in hurry to attack the king side with G and H pawn.
Absolutely, yes. Well, she's a very sharp player, isn't she,
Yes, she's very sharp.
Katerina?
player. And black is not going to. Black so far has not castled. It's move 16. Black to move now, and it can be really dangerous if black here castles, right? It
Yeah,
rather
for sure.
maybe better to stay on.
But the problem is, what do you do with your king if you don't castle? I think white has a very nice position here.
Yeah.
A very nice position. Just waiting for black to do something. Lots of dangerous ideas for white, such as G5 to G6 coming up. And opening lines, sacrificing a pawn if necessary. She's just played the safe move, king to b1. Katrina first, just off the c line there, just being extra prudent. But she may have had other moves she could have played, but king b1 is nice.
Yeah, king b1. I like this move because the knight from c3 otherwise could be, and also the other knight could be always here pinned, because if those knights move around, then knight b3 is very
there can
unpleasant.
sometimes be accidents and things like that. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, white to have this king, and white has here enough time to play, and there is maybe not a very clear plan for white yet, which pawn to push, and just waiting move is okay.
I don't know whether I would have the courage to castle as black here or not. But if you don't castle, what do you do?
Yeah.
I mean, normally black tries to play for d5, but the pieces are on the wrong squares for that. And black can play knight c4, which white will simply take off. And then she'll play g6, I suspect.
Yeah. The weekend
And it's becoming really very dangerous indeed.
Yeah. When you have this kind of position, it's so hard here to make any move. It's hard to find the plan with black, and white can even have time to play king b1, rook g1, or other moves too. And as a result, you're spending a lot of time. And myself, when something goes wrong in Sicilian defense for me, then I've just noticed that I'm not losing because of the position, but I'm losing because I don't have enough time then. And the time pressure, I'm just weakening more and more the position. So here, look at the time. So black has 23 minutes, white has 32, so almost like 10 minutes so far, and black is still thinking. And probably we will not see here moving like next 3 to 5 minutes.
It's just a very favourable version of this kind of setup. The English attack is sometimes called, with the pawn on f3 supporting e4, and then pushing these kingside pawns. And black needs some counterplay, but I don't see any counterplay here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Although the engine is not so dramatic, it just gives +1 edge.
Hey, +1 is great.
It's good. It's good, of course. But for human perspective, and when you play, you feel more. You don't feel like it's just +1. You feel more. I think +2, 3 at least. It's just very hard. Both sides, they both feel this way, I believe. There is a very interesting game, and this is the match India Kazakhstan. Wow. This is the last board, fourth, and it was very interesting situation also from very beginning. The pawns were pushed pretty much too far. I think knight d4 was played at some point from black, and was captured. And look at these pawns. They're just pushing the pawns. And now f5.
Ah, yes.
Wow.
Right.
Look at this.
Classic breakthrough in these kind of structures, Benoni, King's Indian structures.
Yeah.
The reason being that if white plays f5 immediately, then black can play her knight to e5, which is a tremendous square for this piece.
Yes.
So you give the pawn up
in
e5, here. You sort of force black to occupy the square with her pawn, and then you play f5.
And you get this square
you
here by
have
yourself.
And this, you see, if black's pawn were back on h7, then there wouldn't be it wouldn't be so awkward. But now g6 is under threat.
Yeah, it's just hanging, right? So black had to go queen all the way back, and then after knight e4, knight f6 was played here. I believe there should be some tactics.
It's looking critical actually for black now.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Pawn takes, knight takes. This
okay, then
might lose it.
You can take it, yeah.
Oh! What was that? e4?
Not the best move, huh? Knight takes e5.
Oh, wow. Why is that? I think e4 is the reason.
Right.
e4, you attack the bishop. The rook cannot pin because bishop will capture the pawn and guard it. And when you play with the bishop, still.
Oh no, but now black has a big initiative. No, this is not.
With these pawns.
This is too much. No, but the knight then should not leave e4, I suppose.
bishop can just come and
Bishop
attack this.
A3, bishop G5 perhaps as well.
Possible. Mm-hmm.
It's not bad.
Yeah, yeah. But has very good position here, right?
Well, I think so. I'm not completely sure,
Oh, this line
but
again.
not that. Yeah. So we have this position, yeah, and it's Bhakti to play for India.
Mm-hmm.
One of the strongest teams here, of course, and they're doing well because and we've mentioned this before that Humpy Koneru, who of course is I think world number 2 or 3 rated woman player, and she's not able to be here. She wanted to play, and she would be here normally playing, of course, top board, but because of COVID and various travel difficulties resulting from that, she hasn't been able to make the trip.
Yeah, that's true. But it was also some situation like this in Georgia when Nana had to stay at home because she was expecting a baby and she could not travel all the way to China. And the team won the competition without Nana.
Right.
And it was a sort of magic for everyone, because you have a strong player, you know that you have a result, and you know that the first board will not get 0. These players, they guarantee the results.
Right.
Either win,
To win
or
without
draw is fun.
to win a team competition without your best player.
Yeah, can you imagine?
It's quite special.
And yeah. When you do this, you also trust yourself and you trust your teammates more.
Imagine that India were to win this event, or let's say get to the semi-final or final. I'm sure Humpy will be watching from home. A lot of other people as well, of course, supporting India. She's played bishop a3. I think you mentioned that, Keti, as a possibility. Bishop c1 a3.
We do like to capture pawns. There is a weakened pawn here.
The knight on e4, preventing black from breaking out with e5 to e4.
Yeah, well, if knight captures, then always d6 is just a threat, as this rook also controls b file. You mentioned about this pawn, right? This pawn is so bad you cannot do anything on the king side because it weakens even more.
Yes.
The whole side, the king side.
And this nice open b file for the white rook.
Yeah.
Lots of activity, and it looks good for white. Yeah, looks promising. And in the same match, we could look at another game, maybe India against Azerbaijan. No, sorry, against Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Against Kazakhstan.
They did board 3, board 4 we have not seen, and we have seen Sadikasova Vaishali already. Daulatova against Marianne Gomez. This is the current.
I think
position.
Marianne was brought in as the sort of the reserve extra player to take Humpy's place. I mean, when there was a place available, then she took the last place. And she's doing well. She's a good player.
She's a very good player. Yeah.
So she's got black here. Now, what do we think of the last move from white, Keti? Knight b3 to a1. How do you explain that?
Well, the knight on b3 was a bit limited. Had not much of the choices. Knight d2 is not so good. And now she's trying to get this knight at the better place, which might be on e3, to be closer to the center.
It's almost like an Anatoly Karpov
maneuver.
Knight repositioning the knight.
Yes, another reason of it might be to open up the diagonal for the queen, and maybe there is some sharp lines
that's
here.
Nice. Queen a2, yeah,
yes.
nice.
To attack here.
That's a hidden idea, actually. Queen a2.
Oh. Yes, something
Very
like
nice.
this. And seems
Knight
like
a1, okay, wow.
white feels that she has time
That's
for this.
a pretty amazing move. Knight a1. I don't think I would have thought of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a very unusual position for me. I've never played this structure. White has here the pawn on c5, very beautiful pawn. Black has double pawn in the center. I'm not feeling good for this queen here
Well.
on the edge, blocked by the pieces.
Black could play a move like knight f6. I mean, white's e4 pawn there. There's also, don't forget this diagonal with white's king on h1.
Yeah, that's,
And maybe queen a8. You could really put this e4 point under pressure.
that's right. Queen a8 looks really
That's
good.
not that white, I mean, of course white can defend d4, but it's just to maybe reduce white's options.
Yeah, I like this idea. We have a new move. Black just decided to
Oh, because of your queen a2 move, you see? King h8, yeah, I think so.
king h8. Just in any case, there will be no check here, and black will be free to take the pawn and open up the light square bishop. This bishop can be, it's a future monster. It can be a monster if it opens up.
So do you think she'll play queen a2 anyway, or will she play knight c2?
I don't think she will go now queen on e2, because I would be personally scared of this move, or knight f6 move,
Okay.
or maybe even knight f6.
Yeah,
And
it's hard
with
to
this
say.
idea, queen a8 just to attack the e4.
Still, I'm not sure. Queen a2 is interesting, I think.
It's interesting, yeah. It just needs accurate calculation,
Yeah.
right? Every move you have to consider each of them.
She may go for it.
King h8 is here. Oh, okay, let's get in this game. And a lot of things has been changed since
In the Katerina Lucknow game.
yeah, since we saw this one. So after king b1, knight d7,
G6, very thematic.
Yeah,
Very thematic.
and now when knight left c5 square, it's not anymore guarding e6,
Correct.
so the pawn on f7 cannot capture, so we have his
Oh dear.
trade
Hmm.
and f4. Okay,
Okay, well,
knight f6. White is still keeping
not
10
doesn't look
minutes.
too bad for black.
Yeah,
It could have been worse.
yeah,
Yeah.
true, true. It could be worse.
I mean, all right, it's okay.
It could be worse.
I think she's from Canada, Katerina's opponent, playing for the FIDE Americas team. Might be the strongest player she's ever played, playing Katerina now in this game. Yeah, very
Yeah.
likely to be.
Yeah, can be.
In the whole career, I mean, to play such a strong player, it's a
Yeah.
big moment for her.
Yeah, I've played against Katerina, and oh god, she's so strong. You feel it, that she's very strong.
So, knight f6. Okay, well, e4's attacked. She'll play bishop d3 or bishop f3 or something. I don't think she needs to sacrifice
Another pawn.
another pawn.
Yeah, in Sicilian defense with black, there is a good strategy to accept all the pieces and pawns that the opponent sacrifices, and then hope, just sit back and hope that he cannot checkmate you. Then you will have some extra material. That's how I won several games, and it worked really well. So every time the opponent gives something for free, we have to take it.
All right, well, she's doing, we'll see
Also
how the
possible,
clock times.
There's also
Not too
rook
bad.
h1, right? Just
Right, okay.
to attack this one.
Knight g6, I suppose, is okay.
Knight to 6. Yeah.
Well, it's okay still.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not quite sure about this g6 yet. If white could
Well,
push right away, or we
hard
will
to
see
say,
that,
hard to
right?
see. I
We will
mean,
see that what Katerina is hoping.
as I say, very thematic to play g6
Yeah.
there. I mean, of course she could have waited, but
It's just very good initiative for her. She can play bishop d3 to guard this and to
right.
take control over here, because at some point if you push e5, then you have also knight e6 moves, and the knight might be hanging on g6.
Yeah, she's going to play rook h1 or queen
Yeah.
h2 and try to do something down these h and g lines.
Yeah.
Don't forget on b5 there can always be a sacrifice as well at some point with black's king in the middle. You know.
Yeah. Let's get back at this game. We were talking where black will be castled, and here we have long castle, and white just managed to push e4,
Right.
which is a very important move. But meanwhile, black starts to attack on the king side with h-pawn and went all the way to h3. And now we have f takes c4.
This is Mamedyarova versus Javakishvili.
Yes.
Azerbaijan against Georgia. Well, I still say black is fine. I think I'd choose black here if I could.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it just with this pawn structure, even you have this semi-open file, you just don't have an attack.
Nothing. Black's king is completely safe. There's never any danger there.
Yeah, you just don't even need too many pieces on the side to guard because it's already
such a blocked formation.
Yeah, and black has very good counterplay here on the king side in the center. It's a lot of tension, so feels good for black.
A little better for black, I think. Yeah.
All right, we can maybe get something different. Oh, this looks also very interesting.
This was the game between Anna Musicuk and Elina Danielian.
So white managed to push the pawn on h6.
Right.
And now she pushed g4, and she's probably hoping to push also f5 to open up the
Well,
fronts.
but without losing an e5 pawn, so yes.
Yes.
But that's right, yeah. So what should black play? Should she play a move like a5 or try to play a move like a5?
Yeah, as there's a pin.
Well, but this knight takes b5 here, so maybe it needs preparing. Maybe black needs to prepare this move. You always feel, don't you, when the white pawn gets to h6, or in the previous position that we saw a black pawn on h3, that it's always like, if it goes wrong, it's
can be really wrong.
You know?
Yeah, that's how I also
in end
feel.
games where the king is stuck on the back and the rook comes down, it's always, and at a quick time control.
Yeah, exactly. And in very rare cases, the pawn is a weakness.
Well, yeah, certainly not.
Not many cases. So usually it makes a lot of troubles when it's a middle game, because it's all these squares are weak, and when it's you trade some pieces and you think that it's okay, I can breathe now, there is always some danger on the back ring.
And even a knight against bishop ending or a pure ending, but still, or rook ending, that pawn on h6 against pawn h7 is annoying.
It's very annoying.
It's very cramping. It always gives some tactical possibilities for white and not for black. Maybe move like queen b6. Maybe black has to get some counterplay and not just sit back, but try to get a5.
Yeah, I like this move to guard the pawn. But somehow now it allows me to push this one.
Right, yeah.
Oh wow, engine has really difficult time to evaluate the position. Look at this, going up and down. That's not so easy, even for the engine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, queen b6 could be what she does.
She played the move.
She played the move. Rook d5 or something like that. Maybe rook d5. Rook d5.
Oh wow.
She played rook d5. Okay.
Very nice.
Same idea, to play a5, perhaps.
Guard is attacking on e5, so you don't. You need
f5,
more, more forces to do it.
And things. Very natural.
And you also want to play this one.
Yeah, perhaps.
Oh wow, this is nice.
Yep, nice game.
Do you think white should play something like c3 to stop the pawn coming forward?
Well,
like to maintain this knight here.
I mean, that's one thing the rook on h3 does. It does sort of prevent c3.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. But yeah, it's certainly possible to play c3. But black will play a5 now. Next move.
I kind of have this feeling that it looks really nice for whites when you just look it. But when you go deep in the variations, the pawn f5 is stopped. You don't have other choice here to open up the king side, right? You're just very limited here. And at the same time, black has very clear plan, which is coming in the next move.
Right.
Don't even need any preparation, just come in there. And this just opens the queen side. And the king is not so safe here.
Well, there could be something. There could be some trouble, but still, I mean, there shouldn't be much of an attack for black. But at least black will have some sort of counterplay if the A file is opened. Yeah, okay, it's a nice game, and lots can happen here. Lots can happen.
True. Okay, let's get back at this game and look at this rook on b2 being so active.
This is Harika White against Abdulmalik Black. Top board, India versus Kazakhstan.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, black is nice and active. Look at this bishop on a2 as well.
Yeah. That's actually what you look when you get in this position. I was just staring at this bishop and I was like, there's no hope for this bishop. Yeah, it's a bad knight
f3. Right, okay. Now, does black keep her bishop and move the bishop from g5, or does she leave it there? I guess knight takes g5 is a threat, and then queen c1.
Oh yeah, double attack, right? Just take, and queen c1.
Yeah.
Attacking the rook and the g5
Yeah,
pawn.
so something ought to be done about that, I think.
We can play rook f2 b8 to guard the
Sure.
rook.
Sure. But still,
There might be something counterplay, right?
take
here.
and then queen h5 or queen d5, yes, sure. Well, but then c5 check, you have to be careful down this diagonal, you see.
Yeah.
c5 check is going to
Oh
be...
yeah, I would never thought this bishop could be this.
Sure. It's a sleeping bishop that just woke up.
Okay. Let's not do it. Queen e7 then.
Yeah.
I was even thinking maybe it's better to bring this knight on
Right,
c5
okay.
rather to attack the weakness. This is weakness. But if we block the pawn, that's just...
Yeah, I mean, maybe white should do something about that if you play, try and get this bishop to b1 or play a rook to b1 and swap a pair of
to
rooks or
pin,
something.
yeah.
To pin, to try and pin or... Nice game anyway.
Yeah, she decided to retreat the bishop back on
She kept her bishop,
e7.
right, all right, yeah.
Yeah, that also slows down a bit this kingside play from white.
I think it's sensible to keep the bishop. Well, queen d5 perhaps would be one way to play. Just a centralizing move, and still with an eye on if, for example, rook f8 were to move to b8, then again I have this c5 idea. And attacking f7, of course.
Yeah, this bishop is waiting. It's time.
And don't
to
forget, white
shine.
is a pawn up, by the way.
Oh, I didn't even
White is a
notice
pawn
that.
up. I mean, the structure looks...
Oh yeah,
It's not
I
great,
didn't
but there is an extra pawn for white, yeah.
Yeah, white has 2 double pawns, right? 4.
Sure.
And it looks really bad pawn structure, but,
Yeah, but there's an extra
pawn
one.
is a pawn.
Well, I mean, if queen d5, then I'm sure the Chansai won't play rook f8 to b8 or to any square because of c5. So maybe queen d5.
Oh, yeah, queen d5 is on the board.
She's played it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have it on the board.
Maybe your plan of knight b7 to d5 to c5. I don't know. Could be reasonable. Yeah.
Yep. Also attacks on a4.
Strategical chess. Improve your pieces.
Yeah, that's the sign of getting older.
Yeah, getting on.
You're starting to play like that. Oh, queen c5 was played.
Instead of knight b7, she played queen c5.
Yeah.
Yeah, also very nice.
That's interesting because white can get another pawn. I don't know if she can remain in this extra pawn, but e5 is still another pawn.
Yeah. And if
That's what
bishop
she
f6, you want to play f4 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, f4 or even knight.
Or knight d3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, knight d7. Sorry, I didn't see knight d7.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
so many moves, right? You got confused.
Different moves, yeah.
Yeah.
Still, white is left with this bishop.
Yeah, this is so sad.
But it can come to b1. We can get it out. You know, we have to.
Yeah, if white gets the third pawn, then white can come. Spend some time for this bishop too. Oh, that's
And,
very interesting decision, right? That she played here
play
queen
queen c5.
c5. She has something in her mind for sure. Because it's not like she's at time trouble, 18 minutes still, right? She
Sure.
can use the time, so she has something in mind after this move.
I'm
How about-
a little surprised that she played queen c5 so quickly as well.
Yeah, how about rook d8 here?
Right?
To try to control d7, d3 square to
Sure.
get on the second rank. This bishop is here.
Okay. Yeah, it's strong. It's a strong move. Maybe that's her idea.
And also in that lines, f4 will be dangerous for white, like after bishop f6 to play f4, because rook will get here and attack in here.
On the second rank, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the position? She hasn't exchanged queens yet, has she?
No, she's thinking. We have very interesting positions also on the first boards. It's not something like, oh, that's going to be a draw. It's because it's so equal, it's so dry position. But no, they're fighting, and yeah, even if the evaluation board says that it's equal 0-0, it doesn't mean it's a draw,
Of course
right?
not, of course not.
They have to play.
Now, how was the game, Keti, that we looked at before? It was an exchange Slav, Maria Musicuk against Lilith Murkutyan. It looked very, that was where we last saw it. How has it changed? They haven't played too many moves, have they? It
Yeah.
looks like they only played 11 moves.
11 moves only.
And white to move here. Well, black is behind in development. It's a bit...
Yeah, let us move
could be a
f6.
bit- well, she's played f6 to prevent
Yeah.
knight e5, of course. But still, I quite like white's position. We could maybe play c4, try to open something up over there.
I like
Why
this
not?
one. Yeah. Check with bishop, with queen, both possible, right?
Take out the way, yeah. Sure. Well, this looks like an edge. Development and a bit of, this pawn center, E, D against E. There's Maria there, we see, playing with the black pieces.
Yeah, against Lilith.
And I think she's under a little bit of pressure here.
Yeah.
But quite a slow slow game.
very slow
Yeah.
game, and I was like, oh, they're trying to get something out of this position, right? And when you place exchange Slav position, it's just a bit dry. It can
be.
get
Can be, yeah.
it can get very sharp and exciting, but you don't have much of the plans, right? Like in the other openings where we have opposite color sides castling and both players attack at the same
Right.
other sides, right? And you have many ideas.
But you know, as I said before, even an opening like the exchange Slav or the exchange French defense, the position can catch fire
Yeah.
quite early on, actually.
Yeah.
Especially if black tries to do something slightly unusual to create a bit of imbalance.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite nice for white, but she's taking her time. She's got inside 10 minutes now, Lilith, with white. Is that the current position, do you think? After f6, sorry.
F6, and we don't have any move here.
I mean, I wonder why she's...
Yeah, she's taking a lot of
really
time.
taking quite a long time here.
Can be some moves like knight h4 to... Oh, yeah, it's white to move? No, okay.
Perhaps.
To go
Okay.
after this bishop and then try
Try
to
and get the rook on the B line, yes. Yeah,
Yes.
also good, yeah.
She made a move. Let's take a look. What's
Sure,
that?
knight h4.
She played knight h4? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
great,
knight
she played it.
h4.
All right, good, yeah.
Because black... Oh, look at Maria. She doesn't care. She just moves the move. She just plays a move.
Has she moved already?
Yeah,
Yeah.
G5. Look
Wow.
at this.
Well, she was
pushed
ready. She
G5.
was ready. I think she knows she's got a little bit of a
Yeah.
tricky position for black, and she's very practical. I mean, all the world's best players are very strong practical players, and Maria is no exception. So, you know, she just said, right, if knight h4 comes,
Yeah.
bang, g5.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the best move, but she's playing a little bit on Lilith's clock and on her nerves as well.
That's right. That's right. That's very nice. And Lilith is making a move. They're playing really fast. And also when white goes with exchange Slav, right? Against Maria Muzichuk, Lilith knows that Maria is very sharp. She's very good at calculations. And she goes with a slightly calm variation.
Right.
You know, you have control over the board, and then you see what happens.
And
She
then it
goes
becomes,
G5.
yeah, well,
She finds the way.
now simply knight h4, maybe we don't maybe need to sacrifice anything, just come back. And there's Maria. But look at her, she doesn't look like she's under pressure.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say, would you, from that image? She looks calm and focused.
Yeah, although
inside her head, it might be like panicking, but she's not showing it.
She's a very calm person. Her personality is like, she's even more calm than she looks. And it's very impressive.
Well, that's, yeah.
It's very impressive because myself, I'm very emotional. And the emotions that I'm showing, there's 10 times more inside.
Right.
And I'm trying to control it. But when it's when Maria talking and how she's thinking, it's the other way. And I'm so surprised.
Even more calm inside than she
Yes.
appears on the outside. Yeah.
This is so nice. And she's very, very nice person. And I think that's her strength for chess. That's why she's so solid. And that's why she's...
But she's very sharp as well. She's a very sharp player.
Yeah.
When she needs
Very
to be.
interesting. Yeah.
But white has a good position, I think. But she's played knight h4. Okay, she just brought her knight back. But look at the difference in developments. Now we have this b file for a white rook. Now the bishop on f5 is gone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I don't like white's position
you know, what is
here.
black doing with her king?
We were excited to see the g5 and everything, but I still like here white's position. But the thing is that white has to hurry up now. Should not spend much of the time. Just you know, just use the opponent's time and play the moves that looks very obvious. Something like rook b1 to target the queen. To gain some time, right? Or something like c4.
But I think Lilith can be happy here. Apart from the clock time where she's, as we say, she's got about half the time of Maria. She's down to 7 or 8 minutes against 14. But what's on the board is good for her. I think the position is clearly better for white.
Yeah.
It could even be quite dangerous for black
That's right.
very soon. So now how, in this match, have we looked at all the games of this match, more or less?
I think we have looked all the
and we're
games
sort
and
of
we go into the
We'll
second
have a look
round.
and see what else is exciting
Yeah, I can
at
do
the
that.
moment.
Oh, look at this, Harika and Jansaya.
Right. So
Yeah.
she took on c5 and e5. She's taken this extra pawn, the second pawn. And you said that rook d8, I think. Yeah, good.
Yeah, rook d8 and knight g4. She's ignoring rook coming on second. Because she could play knight f3, right, to stop this
She could.
rook to come. But she goes with knight g4.
Well, because she would like to come to d5 with this knight, you see.
What a tricky knight.
Yeah.
Well, if knight is on d5, that might be a different
Yeah, of
scenario.
course. I think that's why she's chosen. By the way, which was the game where white played knight a1?
Oh yeah, let's
we
go
go back
there.
and check?
Yeah. It was not this one. Should not be this one. I think this is the position that we had c5, and if this is
Right.
the leftovers from the position. Queen was on a7 and now is on g6. So let's see how it happens. We had this, yeah, after king
This
h.
was where we said about queen a2.
Yeah,
As
she
being a
went for knight
possibility.
c2.
She went knight c2. All right. This is Marianne Gomez for India. Pressure on e4 we spoke about. Okay. Trade.
King g1, knight e3, f4.
Well, knight f1. Look.
Wow, knight had a journey here. It get on b3, probably b1, d2, b3. That's shortcut, maybe some other way. Then a1, c2, e3, g, f1. It's a lot of trouble. Yeah, and we have this position right now.
That's what they have at the moment. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it looks better for white, doesn't it?
Yep, looks very
Like,
pieces. Pawn on c5 looks really good.
Yes.
There's a weakness here. Maybe white can also try to
Right.
annoy the opponent.
Right. Yeah. The c6 is attacked. White's king is pretty safe. She's played queen e8. That was the 40th move from black. There, they played 40 moves already.
First, yeah. No increment. There was some
Well,
period
there's a
when
10-second increment, but no.
yeah. Not half enough.
There's no time.
There was some period when I was losing the game on move 39 because I had not enough time to think. I was playing a second, and I was not losing there, but it was so bad move that my opponent had after one move 30 extra minutes, and she was thinking, freely, and she was winning. And I lost a lot of games like that.
Right.
At some period.
On move 39.
Yeah. I was making the bad move, 38 or 39.
Or 40, or move 40.
40 was, yeah, even that.
As I think I said yesterday or the day before on the show, when I was young, when I was playing tournaments, the time control used to be, when I started out, 40 moves in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Which these days we don't have that time control anymore.
No.
But still I was getting into time trouble, even with 2.5 hours for 40 moves. So.
Yes. Even if you have like a lot of hours, you'll use
Still,
it.
if the time is there, you want to use it, and then
You're thinking, you want to choose.
Queen e8, so she just defended e6.
From the perspective of the people who don't know what's chess. Like they don't know. They know how to play, but they don't understand all this situation. The first question is like, what are you thinking so long when you're at a chess game? It's not boring, and for chess players, it's not enough time to calculate everything.
Yes, yeah.
And we really enjoy this process. We really enjoy the process. And it's not something like, oh my God, when the time will run, like other works, we work the other places too, and we're just thinking when the time will run, right?
Well, when you tell non-chess players or people who are just coming into chess that, for example, in the World Championship, a game can last, or a classical game can last 6 hours or more, they're like amazed, 6 hours for one game, it's, you know. But for us, it's...
They're so amazed you cannot even say that it's not enough time and you always want to have more time on the clock. Oh, that's very interesting scenario here in this game. And look at this, Black managed to get some nice position.
Absolutely, yes. And look at Black's king, completely safe still. And she hasn't even moved the queen from a5. The queen is just there.
She's playing without the queen.
Yeah, but it's, well, you could say that kind of. I mean, the queen is just...
the queen is very strong.
Hitting a2, hitting c3, and just there.
Also was guarding the king,
and look,
right?
as I said that, now she's played queen a4.
Just remembered. Oh, I have a queen. I can play also with
This
queen.
is just completely winning
It should be.
for Black.
The c4 pawn now is hanging. There's no way that white can hold this pawn.
This would put Georgia in the lead against Azerbaijan. Yeah.
We have here the results. The game between Buksa, Gukasian, ended in a draw. That's the match Ukraine-Armenia. And this is the board 3. That's a board 3. So far we have only one result.
Which is nice, yeah? It means everyone is there fighting and looking to win.
That's usually what we have at women tournaments. Like we don't have that fast draws. No way.
Yeah.
No way. When you see their best friends, and there is no way they will do fast draws. Oh wow! Look at this.
Yeah, well, this is what we were saying, isn't it?
Okay.
This is,
wow.
This has gone very badly wrong for Black, but we knew it was difficult, didn't we? All the attack coming from White. All the open lines.
Yeah.
Look at White's queen on h8.
Look at what happened. She got the queen on h-file, and then bishop d3, e5 was played. Something crazy happened on the board. Maybe we can take a look really quickly. e5. Oh, e5 right
and then
away.
knight takes e6. Yeah. Sure.
Oh wow. We mentioned about that, but we didn't know it was possible to do right away. Oh.
Well, she played knight g6. Yeah, maybe that was
knight g6. Queen h2. Now check is on the board. Now queen f7 is only move. And the game has been ended also on the second board. We see the players. That's Alexandra Kostyuniuk. Let's take a look what happened. She won. She won against Carolina Lujan
from Argentina.
Yeah.
Well, no surprises really on paper. I mean, you would expect the CFR team really to win by a high score, even 4-0.
Yeah, I think.
Both matches, in fact.
Yeah, there is Team Georgia, for instance, that they can fight strong against.
Oh yes, of course. I mean, I meant this team. Sorry, the FIDE Americas team.
Yeah.
Very tough for them against.
Very tough
such strong opposition
for them.
But it's great that they're here. That they qualified through the first phase, and putting up a fight. Okay, so which other games can we look at?
We have so many interesting games. We can come back here, and in this position, Harika managed to get this bishop out of a2 square,
Right.
but it allowed opponent to get both rooks on the second rank. And still one extra pawn for white.
Sure. Yeah. But very active for black. And you know, in short time controls and as players get down to the last 5 minutes, being active, having active pieces, having the initiative often counts more than maybe being a pawn up.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
And here we see very clearly that black has more active pieces than white.
Yeah, white is hoping to trade knights here.
Yes.
To just to decrease the tension which is on the board, and these black pieces are creating so much danger. The queen side for white is really, really weak, right? Rooks can attack those pawns. But if there are less pieces on the board, white can also, you know, play quite solid in the end game, hoping for a draw.
Sure, I think Harika
be
will be
okay.
happy to steer this to a draw if she can.
Yeah.
I mean, Shansai is probably looking for a bit more, possibly.
Yeah.
As you say, those double rooks on the second rank can be very unpleasant.
Yeah. When do we have to get back to the game of Anna Muzichuk and Elena? Oh, look at this. She managed to get through on h5 and the queen on e4 to guard this pawn and then to push the f5? That's interesting how this happened. It was black who pushed g5.
Black played g5, goodness me.
What?
That's amazing. g5, wow.
No. I thought that it was Anna who managed to open it.
So risky. It just looks incredibly risky. g5.
Oh, that's very interesting, right?
Yeah.
a5 looks really nice, just open up this. But
I mean, yeah, sure, I would have played a5 or maybe...
maybe that's what white wanted also, or
right.
It's not so dangerous,
but,
right?
you know, black has queen d8.
Yeah.
Black can hold with queen d8, I think. When the queen comes to h4.
So she played g5, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Rook h5, captures, and queen e4. And now this queen just walks on this diagonal, but she's not afraid.
Well, queen takes f4 is happening, isn't it? Next move, and then...
Maybe even rook g7, rook g5, rook g7 to checkmate. Oh, that's really risky.
Very odd decision for me by black to play g5 at that moment.
Yeah.
And she's short of time. Look, she has
yeah.
under 3.5 minutes now. Elena against Anna Muzichuk.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes when you evaluate the position and you feel very good and you think that, oh, there's attack stopped in here, I have here this attack, and when you think too much, sometimes you want more and you're trying to create a weakness on the side that she's weak. But now rook g5 is a real threat, right?
I mean, if black's king were castled on the queen side, then maybe g5 would have been a perfect move.
Very good,
you know?
strategical
but
move.
With the king on g8,
yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe queen d8 or queen e7 to stop this rook coming on g5. But yeah, we take it on f4 with white.
Yeah, I mean, black may not be lost, but it just looks a lot of danger there that wasn't there before.
Yeah. Elena
so, how was Maria? Maria was in trouble, I think, a little bit against Lilith, we thought.
Oh my God, what's happening? Look at
F5.
this. Now f5.
Well, that's actually, maybe it's quite clever, but I think she was panicking. That's a panic move.
Panic.
It's a panic move, but...
Maybe it's just close this line for the rook, and the next move is
right,
rook
but
e5,
white can take
but
on passant, of course.
The king.
You take f6. Well, sorry, I said that. I mean, yeah, that's right. Yes, it's possible because if queen takes e6 check. Yeah.
Yeah, even this position is okay for white, I guess, right?
I guess so, yeah. This could happen, no? That
Yeah.
could be what happens.
This could happen.
How is Maria doing against Lilith?
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Oh, she castled on the long side. Very interesting things are happening, right?
But you see this, you wouldn't think this was an exchange. If you see this position, you wouldn't think it was an exchange Slav.
Yeah. I think I've never seen game in exchange Slav where black castles on the long side.
Yeah. It really looks difficult for black.
Mm-hmm.
I think white's winning.
White has 1 minute and
Oh wow!
30
I didn't
seconds.
see. I hadn't seen the clock.
Yeah, look at this. Very
That's
tough.
Maria there.
That's Maria, yes.
Calm as ever. Big advantage for white, I think, yeah. But it's not over. But all of white's pieces stand better than all of black's pieces, you know.
Yeah.
Bishop on e6, the rook on b1, rook on f1, everything is open, and the lines, the diagonals, queen on a4 stands very well.
Yeah.
Knight on f5 is amazing.
Bishop d6, that bishop
I
targets
mean, which piece would you
h2.
improve for white here? It's hard to...
Hmm.
Bishop d6 she played. All right. Which kind of threatens bishop takes h2 check, although white may choose to ignore
it.
that. Yeah.
White can also play h3, right?
She played h3. Okay,
yeah,
fine. Fine.
And Maria goes with... Maria plays very fast. She's blitzing. She's playing on the time of Lilith.
Well, exactly.
Which is very, very smart strategy. She has very bad position.
Yeah.
And only hope is...
Probably the only strategy.
Yeah, only strategy.
Now at this point, because... Well, 97, of course, is a good move. I think. To try to trade. Try to get this knight f5 to take on d6 or e7.
Yeah. 50 seconds for Lilith. She has to make a move really fast. Look at Maria calculating 100 moves at the same time. Looking everywhere
But this
around
is where
the
the
board.
games can, you know, when you have 30 seconds here and in 10 seconds increment, you're in perpetual time trouble. You know.
Yeah, you don't even feel that you have an advantage. You feel that you are stressed. You have to play a move. You can't find a move. Also, Lilith looks not very, she looks very focused.
Queen b3 was played. All right, it's okay, I think. And Maria to play. Let's see what she also only has 5 minutes left. So
Yeah. I was just thinking, if I play this time control, I will always struggle on time.
you would always try to
I'll always struggle on time.
struggle.
Always.
On time. Yeah. Well.
Okay, Maria's thinking. She's taking her time. She did not play knight f5 very quickly. She's considering some other moves, what it can be.
White is better. White has
Yeah. Maybe rook g8 here to try also attack on g2.
Well, no, but the bishop on e6 is
Oh, yeah.
covering that square.
Yeah,
so.
for that, first black has to capture on f5 and white has to capture on f5 too.
But
with
if
the
knight
bishop.
f5, rook f5, I suppose.
Yeah, rook will come.
No, white has all the aces. White has all the attacking prospects and good solid pawn structure. C3, d5, d4 in the center. Black has problems down the B line. Rook H, E8 was played. Not sure about that move.
A4.
Oh, that's just pure time trouble. A4 is just a move, just to play a move, but I'm sure White had something better
Yeah.
than A4.
But you had to make a
Well,
move,
this is
right?
it.
19
This is it,
seconds. Knight C6.
Did she play Knight C6? Yes.
Yeah. Wow, 18 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is a panic. This is a panic. Oh, Queen A2.
All right, because of Knight A5, she's just stepping out of the
Yeah.
way. I mean, White has a great position, but you know,
Very hard to play. It's positional advantage, right? You
It's
need
a
some
clear-
time to
it's a clear advantage for White. Yeah.
you use it. It's not like you have an extra piece or extra exchange that you can, hold the position and try to make some moves just like that. Because Black is also trying something. Look, she's making some moves.
Sure, Knight A5. This, the C3 pawn might be attacked. She's played Bishop F7. Rook will presumably go to
Rook F8.
F8.
And Bishop went back on D5.
All right. Sure. I don't know if Black can take on C3.
Yeah, that's
the
what I was
queen.
thinking. Can be really risky, right? Or on the other hand, White can push next move H4, C4 or C5 if you don't take.
Well, by taking, you put more pressure on White because that pawn is very important. It's doing, it's doing a very good job. If Rook Fc1, then the queen could come to D3, so the queen's not trapped, or Queen A3 even. She's gone back to E8.
Or maybe C4 here. Bishop, oh, she's repeating?
Ah, she's going for a drawback. Oh, come
Oh,
on.
come on, C4. Maybe it's best decision. She's playing. It's a team competition, right? So important for her team.
Well, it depends what's happening on the other three
But
boards, isn't it?
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, she's looking at the cap. She
Anna
wants to.
seem to be winning.
She needs to. She's looking around, maybe looking at the captain. The captain cannot.
Can the captain sort of say play on or indicate that she should play on? I don't know.
With the help of arbiter is possible. Don't know exactly here what
Now
rules
she's played
we have.
C4, look, so she's going for it.
Okay, yeah, she's going for
C3,
it.
C4,
Okay.
which is, I mean,
She has to do it.
if
right?
it weren't for the time, then I mean, it's the only reason to make a draw here by repetition would be because she has no time.
The only game has been ended here in this match is the last board, which is a very good result for Team Armenia because the players at the last board was a Ukraine has a favorite in this last board, and it was a huge difference in rating. The good thing about C4 is that when you play C4, you know what's your next move, and it's C5, right?
Well, she didn't play C5, she played Rook Fe1. She could have played C5.
The thing is that after C5, Bishop takes C5, Pawn takes C5, Queen takes C5. Might
right,
be
and
something
then
in E2.
I see, yes. Yeah, you're
on
right.
the check.
I think you're right. Bishop F4 defending the E-pawn.
Yeah, Maria is keeping this pawn on the board live. She's not giving it up.
And now what should we play? Something safe like Rook E2. Rook B5.
B5.
All right, that's more aggressive.
B5. Look at this.
A6. Rook is attacked. I guess she comes back somewhere. Or rook c5. Oh, that looks a bit... You see how the position now starts
Wow.
to change. As you say, this black pawn on e3, that's
Queen b6.
queen b6, and now I can see if rook b1, then e2. You see this?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this pawn changes everything. 13 seconds.
This can change from white to black advantage.
Rook e2 was
And
played?
she's got no time at all. Come on,
Rook e2.
rook e2.
Yeah, she saw that, rook b1. She saw that and she went for rook e2. Maybe now rook b2 is a threat? Or not? Still, take and e2.
Kind of a threat. Yeah. Well, but it's up at your right. Maybe not.
Yeah, take
Maybe
and
not even a
e2.
threat. Yeah.
And there's a check.
Knight
It's a
b3.
checkmate.
You see, it's so complicated, and one player has 6-7 seconds, and the other player has 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Queen b2, queen just pins the knight.
I think Maria will win this game.
I also have this
I
feeling
think
that
she'll win
something
now.
will go
Something.
wrong.
This rook c5 maybe was.
Maybe king
what
a7.
went wrong.
King a7, guard the queen, attack the rook.
Yeah, could be. King a7. Yeah.
a5. Oh, this is too complicated, and we're just at the right place. We're just at the right place. g3. I like g3 because in sound lines there was some e2 with a threat of e1, queen and checkmate.
Okay.
So you're winning time and you are getting some space to the king. Oh, queen a4, black sacrificed a piece. Okay, rook is hanging on c5, but that's 2 pieces for a rook. I think white is okay now.
Yeah, it's what happened there. It was strange, yeah.
D takes c5.
She's playing very fast, Maria. Maybe she could have
Spend some time, yeah.
taken a little bit of time there. D takes, I suppose. I didn't quite understand that. She still has 2 minutes on her clock, Maria. And now she's thinking.
Another game ended. That's Goretzka now. I'll quickly check the result on the first board.
I think she won against Daisy Corey. Looks like
Yeah,
CFR
sure.
are going to have another easy victory. I mean convincing victory.
Yeah. So black decided to give up the rook for a bishop to avoid this checkmate threat, right? It was horrible threat on b7.
Yeah,
and
but
then
now there's a rook g8 check. It's very sharp still here. Look, there's queen d1. This queen takes f4.
4 comes, yeah. Oh wow! Just imagine if this game ends in a draw with a repetition, or I don't know.
Rook g2. Queen d1 check. She'll play king h2. King takes, I expect.
And what happens after e2? White has to make a draw?
White has a
b6.
perpetual check if she wants.
e2, and there is check. And black can escape. Wow. Maria wants more. She captures the pawn. Is she going to
Well,
capture?
I think it's
so-
still going to be a draw, isn't it?
Yeah, if queen takes. Wow.
Can black try to win by playing king b8 and queen c8?
On the screen we see that Satkasova Dinara and Vaishali also ended the game. I'll check really quickly the result in here, and it was a draw. And the other games are still in progress in this match. So queen b6 on the board. Is black going to accept a draw here, or she will play king b8 and queen c8 then? Opponent game.
There's also c6 here.
Queen d8 check on the board.
Queen c8?
Queen c8.
Why not?
The opponent game, I think it's too risky because those pawns are too weak and the king is very
I
close.
think so
Black
too,
king.
yeah, she went to all queens.
Yeah. Oh what? She can. Oh what? She might lose it unless she calculated something.
What happened?
She traded.
She traded.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Maybe I'm
okay,
wrong.
the evaluation did not change, so maybe it's. But look at this. If she calculated all
I didn't
these
think she did.
moves.
Okay.
Wow. And now Maria is getting also down to 1 minute. She's taking her time. Yeah. Maybe we can keep the game of Lilith and Maria on the screen, because we do have a bit delay, and we can zoom it on the full screen so to see. Yeah, like that. Oh, look at this, b5. She's not going to capture a5. Okay, that's gonna lose.
This is
Two-
quicker, yeah. It's a
two
race, it's a
tempo.
pawn race.
Oh wow, well done, Lilith. It's very nice, impressive. a5 and king g7.
It's going to be
They're
a draw,
queening
isn't
at the
it?
same time, right? Oh, king e7. That's on 7.
King somewhere.
King g7 was very bad move because it was under the check.
Yeah, not king g7.
Yeah. I did not really see the correct diagonal. Okay, white has here now risk-free position,
It's
and
a draw,
time
yeah.
is like 1 minute 40 seconds for both. So, oh wow, that was really nice game, right?
But Lilith must have been winning, I think.
Yeah.
Didn't she?
I think she survived because it was very hard to play that position. It was so not clear because of the time.
Right. Yeah, later on. I mean, before
Yeah,
she had
yeah,
a lovely
before,
position.
yeah, before, yeah, she had
And then
really
it's-
good
It
position.
just kind of slipped through her fingers somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, we can live this
And then
game.
it could have gone the other way. It could have actually gone
Yeah.
against white. Black might even have won at some point. I don't know.
Yeah, the first board in the same match, Anna Muzichuk managed to. Oh, Alina Danilian managed to win. This is.
She won.
This is
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
This is crazy. We
won
stopped
this
in
game.
here after a5. Look at this. So, oh, she captured the f5 pawn, and she. Oh wow, look at the king. Wow.
Goodness me.
Impressive. So Ukraine is struggling. Let's see, one game is in progress. That's
We thought Anna was
third
going to
one.
win.
Yeah, and I said Anna won because I thought Anna won, but I didn't.
In fact, she lost.
Yeah, this
Maria's
is
going to
not.
draw, we think.
Maria should be a draw.
Okay,
It's
this
really
must be a draw.
risky free
Yeah, this must
position.
be a draw.
And we need the third
How's
board.
Anna Ushinina doing?
Okay. Oh, wow, she lost.
She lost.
All right,
She
so
lost.
that makes Armenia
she
the
really lose?
winner
Yeah.
of the
Yes, I think so.
the first match. That's impressive, right? I think no one really expected that, unless Armenians, because they support the team, they trust. their
Well, they're a good
teammates.
team. I mean, no question.
Yeah, but yeah,
Um,
Ukraine is a rating favorite, top 3 teams at the tournament, with 3 Grand Masters lineup. Sister Music's playing in this match.
But what was the final position in this game? Was it?
Let me check.
Do we know?
I think this is into the end game.
This is what we saw, right? We saw this position, I think.
All right.
In the
I hope
kinda middle
we don't
game.
have any problem on digital boards, because that would
Maybe
be
we-
really bad.
Maybe we can't see what happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we think
And
The
on the
black one,
chess
yes?
results, it says that
we think
black
the black
one, which these chess results are more accurate because the arbiters are checking also this. On the screen we have Maria Rapidze against Ulvia Fataleva.
Okay.
And so far, Georgia is leading the match with 1 point. And that was the last position now we have on the screen.
Right.
Black won this one.
This was the. Which game was this? The Ushanina game?
Ishanina, and it says that white run out of time.
Oh,
0-0-0.
maybe there was a loss on time.
Maybe, can be.
Otherwise, it would be a draw, huh?
Harika and Jansa are
I mean, really,
still
when you have
playing.
10 seconds increment, you shouldn't ever. I know it's difficult. It's easy to say, but
Yeah.
really, you shouldn't lose on time, should you? If it's a drawn position like that, you know, you should better
Yeah.
make.
Yeah, it's just very
move.
like I'm thinking that maybe we have some
may be
issues
some
rather than she
it could
lost.
be.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
thinking
right.
this way. Well, what about this position? Look at this. White still has an extra pawn.
Is this Harika?
It's Harika. She
Well,
survived.
she's almost got
Bishop.
checkmate. Look, with rook h7.
Wow. Oh, she's winning.
I think
I
so.
just saw it. I
Well,
just saw
she's-
it. But is there bishop g7 to avoid that?
But then rook check up from the side. Rook b6 check is going to win a piece.
All right.
King h5, bishop g4.
The checkmate.
Yeah.
Still. So now black's only hope is to give some checks, but
But the king just comes across,
just,
I think. Yeah.
just getting closer like this. Oh wow.
A big win for Harika if
Mm-hmm.
if this goes the way it seems to be going.
Mm-hmm. There is so far it's Kazakhstan who's leading the match with 1 point, and there was
Okay.
an upset on the third board. Batke, who is international master, lost the game against women international master, who is a junior player. Her rapid rating is only 1900, and
Bakhti lost.
yeah,
Did you say?
but we were talking to Jansaya about her because we don't know who is she. Kamalidenova Murat, and Jansaya told us that she's very talented young player, and she's very happy to have her here, as it's very good training for new player.
I'm not sure what happened here. There was something. She put the bishop on d3.
Oh, what is that?
Not quite sure, but so she can't play bishop e2, of course, because the bishop is pinned.
That's interesting.
So the position, it's still, it's not over yet.
So interesting, right?
Yeah.
like king here, check, king here, check, here, check. Ah, king b3. King has to come on c4 maybe.
But then rook a4, rook takes f4. If we lose the f4 pawn, then the king escapes.
Okay.
So
and she has second, so yeah,
it
it
wasn't
makes sense then.
as simple as we thought.
Yeah.
Oh, king d1, look. Just to threaten bishop b2 check.
Mm-hmm.
Or indeed,
Yeah.
bishop g6 check here is a threat as well. So
Bishop g6 and then to
and then discovered, yeah. Rook a1. It should be winning for white. And black's king stuck there on the edge of the board.
But she's not getting closer. Maybe bishop c2 now with the idea to play bishop d1. Okay.
King e1 she played.
She made a move on move 6 seconds. This allows black to move with the bishop as well with the check, right?
Yeah.
And here we
Which she's
have
played.
bishop c3.
King f1 was the only move, really.
Oh, nice. Look at this. Bishop at rook f4, f2.
Oh, rook f2, forcing a draw. That's beautiful.
Wow.
What an escape. What an escape. Rook f2 check. That's a draw now. Very nice.
Wow, this is
Very nice.
unexpected. This is unexpected.
Harika
I
must have
think-
been winning.
Yeah, I think it was only Jansaya who saw that trick was coming. Just out of curiosity, I want to take a look here. What was the better for white at this point? King. That's so easy, right? King d4.
King e, and then rook pinned. I don't know here.
King goes here. Not so easy.
Maybe not so easy, huh? It looked... as it
Need
must
some
be winning.
analysis, right? Some time to think. Okay. So then it makes one game.
Most of the games we think are
Very-
now finished.
Yeah. This is the most important game, and here black is winning. So with this win, Marianne Gomez will save the match.
Save the match, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the final game.
2-2, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Kazakhstan, India.
And there is one more game going on, Arapite against Fataleva, or it's already finished. Let's take a look at that. It's finished, and Arapite won. So Georgia won.
Who did Georgia beat?
Azerbaijan.
Georgia beat
With,
Azerbaijan.
with very big score, 3.5 to half. And Kazakhstan, India tie.
Okay.
And then we have CFR against FIDE Americas 4-0.
All right.
And then we have Ukraine and Armenia. Armenia beat Ukraine with 3-1.
Okay.
And yeah, that's
That's
it.
a bit of a surprise.
That's a surprise.
say.
That's a surprise, yeah. The rest of the matches, India and Kazakhstan, was really interesting and really equal
Okay.
fight, right? Well, that was it for now. We have second round, the same teams, same matches.
Well, the same
we
teams,
don't know
but we don't.
players.
It may not be the same players
Yeah.
as we said before. The team captains may choose or may have
Yeah.
already agreed with the player who missed out on this time
Yeah.
to play in the next match.
Yeah, we're gonna see everything that in few minutes, 45 minutes. We will not have any delay as all the players are now here.
Right.
No one will go
Right.
anywhere, and we'll come back at 6 p.m. Central European time with the
Okay.
second round.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's been a great match, great round, and as I say, well, as we said, the results are in. But even those teams that lost now, they can come back and win the next match and
Absolutely.
get to a tiebreak.
Yeah. Well, bye for now. We'll meet each other in a few minutes. So see you.
Thanks.
Commentators.